Piers Morgan, the self-proclaimed biggest woke basher in Britain, has built a formidable reputation for himself as a champion of the anti-woke brigade, in the forefront of culture war battles against issues such as the introduction of vegan sausages, the speech police trying to label everything as sexist, or adopting the use of gender-neutral terms. It is therefore not surprising to find this high-profile scourge of the politically correct at the center of attempts by PCs to cancel the Three Wise Men at Christmas. In perhaps his most high-profile crusade to date, Piers has been at the forefront of the battle against Prince Harry and his wife Meghan. He infamously walked off his own set, almost 3 years ago, when his colleague, Alex Beresford, challenged him and supported Meghan's leading champion, Shola Mosshogh-Barmamou's, assertions that his relentless bashing of Meghan Markle was steeped in racism and sexism. Morgan has continued to bash the couple, and recently described Prince Harry as the greatest threat to the monarchy, who wants to destroy the royal family. His latest accusation came during a brief press conference that he gave in response to Prince Harry's historic phone hacking legal victory over his previous employer, Mirror Group newspapers. Before going further, to review the possible impact of this judgment, which placed Piers Morgan at the heart of the conflict between PCs and the Three Wise Men, we invite those of you who haven't yet done so, to like, subscribe and click the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. Piers's press conference was in response to the ruling by Mr. Justice Fancourt, who found that despite Morgan's protestations to the contrary, the Mirror Group newspapers had engaged in phone hacking, to his knowledge and benefit. This makes Fancourt the third judge who has found that MGN engaged in phone hacking to Morgan's knowledge. Mr. Justice Mann, in a 2015 ruling, in a case brought by television actress Shobna Gulati, and others including former England football manager Sven-Göran Eriksson, made similar findings. As did Lord Justice Leveson, in the 2012 report that he published at the conclusion of his judicial public inquiry into phone hacking. Morgan, who featured prominently in the first two judgments, was mentioned some 80 times in the Fancourt judgment, which also questioned why he did not appear as a witness to challenge many of the testimonies against him, which the judge found convincing. Were engaged in. The investigation revealed that these private investigators were also working on behalf of the News of the World, but controversially, the police only chose to enter into informal discussions with another former employer of Piers Morgan, because they wanted to avoid unnecessary friction with the paper. The second investigation in 2003 was prompted by the Information Commissioner's concern about how private information from confidential databases, including the police national computer, was being leaked to the News of the World. This investigation also concluded with no journalists being charged with illegal acquisition of confidential information. The third investigation in 2006 was prompted by Harry's brother, Prince William's concern about how his private information was being leaked to the News of the World, who by this time had employed Glenn Mulcair, the private investigator, who had been linked to the police's previous investigation. This investigation concluded with the arrest and conviction of Mulcair and Clive Goodman, the News of the World royal correspondent, in effect, passing him off as a rogue journalist. A pattern started to evolve, in subsequent police investigations, where victims would complain about possible illegal access to their confidential information, and the police chiefs would carry out investigations that failed to hold any media organizations that were reporting on the illegally acquired information accountable. The victim would then go to court for redress and access to the information that police had acquired during their investigations. This would force the media organization to settle out of court and embarrass the police chiefs, who would then reopen their investigations. After a period of time, the police would conclude their investigations, with no further action taken against the affected media organization. Then something else would crop up, and the cycle would start all over again. In effect, the police were using their powers of arrest and investigation to shield the media executives from further scrutiny, and then close the investigation when things appeared to have died down. The PCs were always reluctant to bring prosecutions against the media organization, unless public pressure and civil litigation forced their hands. Several police chiefs even went as far as providing reports to gaslight the public, on behalf of the affected media organizations, and in some instances were subsequently forced to resign when their duplicity was exposed. One such glaring example was that of the current London PC, Mark Rowley, who we revealed in our previous video, had been aware as Surrey PC, that the News of the World were hacking Millie Dowler's voicemail during the investigation that they opened in 2002, but it was only after the information was publicly exposed in 2011 that a criminal investigation, which contributed to the closure of the News of the World, was undertaken. This cycle is now playing out again, as Rowley has claimed that his police force is carefully considering their response to Prince Harry's phone hacking ruling, which found that MGN, to Piers' knowledge, had hacked the phones of Prince Harry and the other claimants. Even though their disingenuous tactic is now clear for all to see, this London PC is still attempting to cancel the verdicts of the three wise men, who found that Piers Morgan was culpable in the widespread phone hacking that took place during his tenure. The PC is effectively undermining the judge's ruling by allowing Morgan's out-of-court protestations to go unchallenged, when he should be conducting a full-fledged investigation to get to the bottom of the discrepancy between Morgan's out-of-court protestations and the judge's findings. Prince Harry and the other claimants have made it clear that, should the London PC not carry out a full and thorough investigation, in the wake of the third judge's ruling, they will go back to court. This places the PC's reputation at risk, should future civil litigation uncover any shortcomings in the police investigation. Ironically, at Christmas, Piers Morgan, the self-proclaimed scourge of the politically correct, is now at the center of the battle by PCs to cancel the three wise men. We will continue to keep a close watch as the battle unfolds, and invite you to like, comment, subscribe and click the notification icon to be notified when the next video is uploaded. Compliments of the season and a happy new year to one and all.
Mr. Morgan, has this been difficult for you?
Would you welcome a police investigation?
Are you worried about being convicted?